Okay, before you buy a wig, let's talk about the different types of caps. Hey guys, welcome back in. I'm Eileen. Today we're going to talk about basic cap wigs. Now we're going to have a couple of episodes of this type of video where I'm going to show different types of caps, but today let's start at the beginning with basic cap wigs. Now, you know, there are all types of wig caps, from the very basic to all the bells and whistles, which would be hand-tied caps, lace front, mono features, all of that. But I want to start at the beginning. You know, I've done one of these videos before, but I have a lot of new followers that might not have seen those old videos. So I thought this is worth discussing again. I think this is my opinion. And let me give you that disclaimer before we ever get started, like I always do. Everything I'm going to say to you today is just my opinion. We all have an opinion. And what I love about my channel is we respect each other's opinions. So you don't have to agree with me. I totally understand that. But this is just my opinion of different wig caps and what I would tell a new wig wearer. So some of the things we're going to discuss today is why I think they're a great place to start, what PERMATEASE is. That's something that's a huge topic of conversation, isn't it? Every time, hardly a week goes by that someone doesn't ask me to explain what PERMATEASE is and why it's needed. First of all, let's talk about some pros of basic caps. Well, when I think about a basic cap wig, the first thing I think about is price. Of course, a basic cap wig is going to be much less expensive than a wig that starts to have lace fronts, mono features, hand-tied caps. Those can get extremely expensive. And look, let's be honest, wigs are expensive. Even basic cap wigs are expensive. I understand all our budgets are different, and that is not lost on me. I want you to be very clear about that. It is not lost on me of the price of wigs, and they're just going up, right? So if you are new to wigs, my advice, and I know everyone gives different advice. I know some people that say, oh, you should buy a human hair first. Even though I respect that opinion, I would not give that advice to a new wig wearer because that is extremely expensive. And what if you get that wig and you don't like it and it's not what you're looking for and you've spent over $1,000? To me, unless you have that budget, now if you have that budget, that's perfectly fine and great, but a lot of people do not. So in my opinion, if you start with a basic cap, where it's just the bare bones, a basic cap, they'll wear a long time. You can start to experiment with different colors, different styles. What do you like? What looks good on you? Maybe you want to try something a little longer, like this one. You can try that without breaking the bank, is what I'm saying. You have a little more flexibility to experiment than you do if you just jump off and spend $1,000 on a human hair wig. Also, I think something to think about is when you're new to wigs, and if you start with something basic. I know when I got my first wig, I didn't even know how to wash a wig. So I am glad I didn't start with lace fronts and mono tops because they're fragile and you need to learn how to care for them properly. So if you start with something basic, you know, it's easy to learn how to wash it. It's not going to damage any kind of mono feature or lace front. So that's just my opinion. Like I said, just my opinion for what it's worth, but I think it's just something to consider. Okay, today I'm going to show you 3 different wigs. I'm wearing my Noriko Seville, which I love because it has bangs, and I got this because I wanted to try a little longer style. Now this, I want to show you what I'm talking about, a basic cap. There is no lace feature here. It's open wefted. It has closed, this one actually has open ear stays. Some are open, some are closed. This has a non-extended nape, but see, it's open wefted. There's some stretch here. This is basic as it comes. But it also has PERMATEASE. Now let's just stop and talk about PERMATEASE. PERMATEASE is think of it as built-in volume. Remember how you can tease your hair, your bio hair, to try to get a little lift? I used to try to do that all the time with my bio hair. It did not work. It would not last. That's how fine and thin my bio hair is. However, we're lucky. These wigs, basic cap, almost always have PERMATEASE. Now, those are, you can see, a lot of times people say that looks nesty, that looks wiggy. In some cases, that is true. In some cases, it's not. But the majority of wigs have PERMATEASE, basic cap wigs. And it will be in different levels. Some have a ton of pillowy PERMATEASE, some have some not so much. So it is different from style to style, brand to brand. Now, I am a fan of PERMATEASE. I like big hair. If you do not like big hair, you want something sleek and smooth and low density, a basic cap is probably not going to be for you. So there are all kinds of things to consider there. Like I said, I started with a Noriko wig, Noriko Corey. I still have it to this day. I still love it. It has a lot of PERMATEASE, which was big hair for me. Maybe it's just because that's how I started. So I was immediately comfortable with that, and I still enjoy it today. Don't get me wrong. I love my wigs with all the bells and whistles. I love them. I love a belle tress wig. I love a push hair wig that are sleek and smooth and no PERMATEASE. I love those. But I can love a wig with PERMATEASE just as much for different reasons. These are the workhorses of your wig closet, in my opinion. They wear a long time. You can get a lot of mileage out of a wig like this. All right, like I said, I am wearing my Noriko Seville, and this color is Crimson LR. Now, I bought this on clearance at Wig Studio One, and I bought it because I wanted to try not only the color, but the length, and I fell in love with it immediately. Now, I have trimmed the bangs on this wig, so I want you to know that. That's all the modifications. I always tell you if I have modified a wig in any way, and I did trim the bangs, but also on these synthetic wigs, and all of these I'm going to show you today are synthetic. You can use a hot air brush on synthetic fibers. You will not want to use a curling iron or anything like that, but a hot air brush you can, because it won't get hot enough to damage the fibers. And that, I have a whole video on how to do that, but that's how I do my bangs. Don't mind this noise. I use this hot air brush. Always keep it moving. That's the key to this tool. Always keep it moving. And you can easily bump under the bangs. I will run it through the ends of mine just to keep them smooth and looking pretty. Again, the hot air brush, yes. Curling iron, no. You will ruin your synthetic wig, but you can use that hot air brush. But look how easy that is, just to bump these bangs under a little. Yes, there's a lot of PERMATEASE in this wig. Also, you cannot cut it out. You will ruin the wig. It is needed not only to give it some lift, structure, it holds the structure of your hair, of this wig. It is also needed to cover the wefting. So there is a reason for it. And again, it's just a matter of preference. Some people love it like me. Some people don't want anything to do with it. It is just your personal preference. Okay, this is my Renee of Paris Scorpio, and this color is Nutmeg F. Again, I'm going to do the bangs. I want you to make sure you understand how to do this and how easy it is. I'm just going to run it through it, just like I showed you before. In my opinion, this is a must-have. Anyone that wears wigs, regardless of what you're wearing, human hair, heat-friendly, regular synthetic, I feel like you need a hot air brush. So again, this is my Scorpio. Now, you know, this is an all-time bestseller for Renee of Paris, and I have it in several colors. They also make Scorpio PM, which has some mono features. This is just your basic Scorpio. And I honestly know why this is such a bestseller. It is just this great length under the chin, which is really flattering on most face shapes. And so I can see why this is such a popular style. This is a honey brown base. Then it's highlighted, it has a little platinum in here, and it has this dark root. Again, some people like rooting, some people do not. Another instance of personal preference. I love rooting. I just do, but I respect those of you who do not. Okay, I put this on like this because I want you to see these bangs. They're a mess. This has been in the box for a while, but I want to show you and encourage you, they're not all perfect, right? So coming out of the box, maybe you just got a new one, it's been shipped, the bangs look crazy like this. That's okay. We can work with that. Don't give up. Now, this is my much loved Noriko Alva and Sugarcane R. I love everything about Alva. But again, here we go. We're going to work on these bangs. So easy, literally seconds, right? This reminds me very much of how my bio hair was. It was shorter than this, but this was kind of my style. And so I think that's why I'm drawn to this wig. I really like it. It feels very comfortable to me. It feels kind of like home. Like, yeah, I used to wear my hair like this, but this is much better than my bio hair, believe me. And you can see, it literally took me a few seconds to tame these bangs. It is so easily done. Sugarcane R. I think this wig comes in 25 colors, if not more. There is absolutely something for everyone. Yes, PERMATEASE, lots of it in this wig. I happen to like that. I love this big hair look here. I could even make this bigger if I wanted, but I'm not going to make this sleek. It's not meant to be. So another tip, don't try to make your wigs something they're not. You know, they are what they are. If it's full of PERMATEASE, you're not going to change that. So just know that up front when you buy one of these basic cap wigs. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed going over some basic cap styles with you. Stay tuned. I'll have another video coming soon that'll show you some, lace fronts, mono tops, hand-tied caps. We might even look at some human hairstyles. So stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel. Leave me some comments. Tell me, have you tried basic caps? What are your opinions on it? I want to hear from you. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.